3 to 5 times per week, if not more, for our goals. All right, so 2 things with resistance training. Number 1, yes, resistance training burns calories in the moment. Our body is using calories, carbs, fuel sources to fuel our muscles, and we are depleting those things as we train. But because we are breaking down muscle while we train, 1, 2, 3 days afterwards, prior to training, guys, our body is constantly burning energy, calories, and fuel to recover that muscle tissue, guys. Your cells in your body working hard to repair those things, and that takes a lot of energy to do. Your body works really hard to repair and grow muscle tissue and to take protein and help with that. So, weight training actually burns the same, if not a lot more calories consistently throughout the week compared to just doing intense cardio, okay? So do not underestimate how much we burn when we weight train in terms of calories throughout the day and throughout the week. Also, last point, very similar but a bit different. Muscle mass by itself uses the most and burns the most amount of calories in terms of any other sort of tissue in the body. So guys, right now, as I record this video, all the muscles in my body are using a lot of energy. Whether they're recovering or not, if they're just stagnant, they require a lot of energy just to, maintain life, just to really be happy and healthy. Muscles are always using energy, but doing so predominantly in the form of body fat, guys. That's the huge thing about muscle mass and resistance training. A lot of the fuel the muscle uses, whether it's stagnant or recovery, is going to be from body fat, okay? So that's why with a weight loss or body recomposition goal, right, getting that lean tone physique, weight training and not just doing intense cardio is going to be so important. So if we're doing 3 days a week, guys, that's always an amazing foundation, a great way to start. But if you're thinking, okay, how do we maximize results? How do we maximize, seeing the scale go down, but also seeing the composition change I want? Let's see if we can add another day of resistance training or increase the intensity in which you're resistance training already. Any questions? If maybe you don't think you're doing the right type of training for your goals, guys, that's why I'm here. So send me a question. But again, never underestimate the power of weight resistance training, especially if you're somebody in a weight loss or fat burning goal.
Good shit, Brian. So Brian's absolutely right. We weight train, you're burning energy while you're doing it, and then you keep on burning energy in order to recover. We eat high amounts of protein, it costs a lot of energy to break that down. Coffee is number one. That's my best first meal of the day. Alright, so now to get into the workout training. Today is a deadlift day. So yesterday hit the chest really hard. And man, you don't have to do heavy to grow. Just don't. Let's get some music going, let's get it. And I don't know if there's muted spots on the recording. It's usually because there's a copyright issue, and sometimes they can mute the song, just the song, and still get everything else. And sometimes, the whole segment is muted, but it doesn't really matter. Guys, watch, get the idea. Just training deadlifts. So. Deadlifts to start. Stretch the hamstrings out just a little bit. Dynamic warm up, toe touches, just like you saw me doing here. We're gonna get into doing little bit of some straight-legged deadlifts with the bar. Just kind of get that stretch and pump into the muscle, get everything moving, and then we'll get into some conventional deadlifts. Not gonna do anything really super heavy today. There's no need to, right? The purpose is to train the muscle, not to really grind out the joint. So, especially with my back in the condition that it's in, we don't want to compress it a lot. We don't want to put too much shear force on it, but we do want to get the pump. We do want some resistance to enough to be challenging, but not overloading, right? Overloading the joints is where we get injured. Don't overload the joint. Samsung, baby, we're gonna have to wait. Put the phone on do not disturb. I'm gonna send out this little announcement for everybody here before we get started, okay? Good. Okay. That's working on uploading the video, and we're gonna get into the music. Here we go. Deadlift, baby. Ah. 3, 2, 1. You gotta shake this up really well, or else the creatine and the mixtures all start to drop out to the bottom. Nice easy warm up. right side imbalance here. So during my rehab for my ulnar abutment, I had a big problem supinating. Okay, because of the metal and the restriction in the forearm. So in supinating, having that restriction, and then gave me a breakaway to actually keep going and to overcompensate with external rotation. So this is why now I have the habit of externally rotating too far. So even with this arm, I have to engage the lat way more intentionally than on the left side. I don't have to worry about it. And even though I've torn the rotator cuff and stuff on this side, broken the clavicle, the latest injury was in the right shoulder. So, with regard to that bilateral situation. So this is where I started to get this rotation. So for me to be able to flatten out in supination, I had to compensate. So that actually led to a whole bunch of shoulder problems that now I'm getting under wraps. Okay, so but sometimes it takes years to see that you've already gotten past the point of rehabilitation to the point of compensation, and then now breaking shit down and going the other direction. Because the restriction is there. So once you have hardware, once you have metal in your body restricting motion, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna go anywhere. Okay? I'm never gonna be able to actually get that flat, boom, like I can on this side. Can't. Right here, that's about as far as I'm ever gonna get without having compensation. So I have to fix that and incorporate that into my training. So sometimes I have to do a bicep curl way the fuck up here instead of in front, because I just can't supinate without doing all this. Okay? But if I come all the way out here, the range is actually there, right? So, but doing other things, I gotta make sure that I'm internally rotated to the point of balance, not internally rotated to the point of imbalance. But now that I have an imbalance in external rotation, I need to make sure that I bring this back into neutral and then depress the shoulder before doing any kind of external rotation. Otherwise it gets too much. Okay, so neutral, depress. So we're engaging the lats at this point, and then from here I can turn out if I keep the lat under control, and all that feels really good. Going outside of that Goldilocks zone where functional range happens, that's when we start to feel pain. So one, if we're pushing on purpose too far and trying to make ourselves hypermobile, that's an issue. Or two, if we've had an injury and we've not rehabbed it properly or overdone the rehab and not recognized when now we're imbalanced and we need to balance out our programming to maintain balance and development moving forward. Okay? This is a crucial part at the end of the rehab state where people miss. And if if 3 years later you're still doing your rehab exercises, this is probably you. You probably went too far, and you still have pain because you're just doing it now to the other side. Okay, to the other extreme of that pendulum, right? So this is a rotational thing. Most of the time, rotation is what aligns the body's inert tissue to be able to move properly, but it also is what impedes proper movement causes pinching and other restrictions, right? So soft tissue traumas are a result of soft tissue imbalances and also hard tissue, inert tissue, actual compression and banging against the soft tissues or themselves, hard tissues, right? This is where you start to get arthritis and those kinds of things. So arthritis is really not a diagnosable condition. It's a symptom pattern. The root cause is movement pattern issues. Okay, so unless you really have some degenerative stuff, you have RA, which is autoimmune. Again, right? These are special considerations where your body's attacking you yourself, right, and breaking it down. So there's always going to be inflammation. Your best bet is to get some full omega and essential fatty acids, your omega-3s in there to really reduce and help fight that chronic inflammation. Alright, back at it. Turning into my brain. So again, we're making sure that I'm pulling this way, pulling the shoulders down, making sure that the lats are involved. Boom. Right? Down, then external rotation and pronation. Pull back. Keep that back tight. Training all this big lats out here. Not your rotator cuff too much, but more in the lats. Boom. Enough rotation just to keep the shoulders locked. And then down into that slot right there. Boom. Boom. Pull pull this in, keep this tight. So if you're just joining us, I'm in a cut. So cutting some weight. So when you're in a calorie reduction, you're gonna expect some decreased energy, stuff like that, right? So I was stagnated for the last couple of days. Same way tonight, same way in the morning. Bam, bam, bam. Same amount of calories, pretty much. Each day, kept it consistent. Okay, so right there, intensity's been building, so the increase in the drop got bigger, but that bottom weight in the morning really just kind of baselined out. So we had to make some adjustments. I cut a little bit more calories just yesterday, and today, bam, right on track. Woke up right at the weight that I had projected. Just a small amount of decrease, right? So, but we'll maintain that, and then, you know, when we stop seeing decreases there, then we make another little adjustment. Either adding some cardio or activity, having another little cut somewhere in the food. I can't see that getting too much smaller though. But if I keep on like this, I'll keep progressing all the way out until we're really lean. This is how we do. So we're in an 8-week challenge right now, but I don't really push those things too hard. I'm really, really not young anymore. So we try not to stress your entire system too much. Alright? Gradual changes over long periods of time. These are lifestyle changes. These aren't fad, phasic kind of things that your body has to recover from constantly. As we get older, it's really hard to balance those fluctuations in energy. We really need some stability. So consistency. Okay? So here we move from an RDL or straight-legged deadlift. Generally in a lighter weight, we move from the top down and then back up to a standing position versus pulling from the ground or from the pins. It's because it makes more sense, but you can start from the ground if you want. It's essentially the same movement, same range of motion, same muscles worked, right? Let's not forget to grab the ground with our feet, have that kind of corkscrew external rotation in the hips to engage the glutes, keep your back from overarching, engage the core, chest up, roll the shoulders in, use the lats, right? Pull the lats, pull the arms in and back, and rotate out only enough that you need to open the chest, okay? So pull all this back, keep your back tight, okay? So now we're moving from that straight-legged variation into an actual conventional left. So we're going to get a little bit more work into the quads, less into the hamstrings and glutes. It's already kind of warmed up really good. I'm feeling a stretch and a little bit of pump in that area. So now we're going to move it in, balance out the use of the muscles by using the quads a little bit more from a bent knee position, then to straightening the hips. And then here we just continue to go a little heavier and heavier and heavier. And rep ranges are a little lower, so we're going to do 5 or 6 instead of 10. Okay, so we just keep going. Just keep going. Muscle failure or near muscle failure is the goal. Okay, we don't want to aggravate the spine and the back, and so we don't want to be too heavy and overextending, and we want to make sure that all the muscles are fully worked and engaged. When the joint starts to feel agitation, then we're either doing something wrong, we're just overloading it for what the muscle strength can support the joint. Okay, so your muscles might not be feeling it quite yet, but some of those little stabilization muscles need to get stronger and help support or rehab before overloading with heavy loads. Okay? Kick it! Every on time I kick it! So, remember when we're recovering and rehabbing or working out, to a certain extent, with regard to joint health, we do want to pay attention to how does it feel? Are we stimulating muscle? Are we aggravating the joint? But if you struggle with chronic pain and you're rehabbing right? Most of the time we've developed compensations that either perpetuate pain or keep us crooked. So if we're going for an aesthetic look, or if we're going for well-rounded functional strength, we need to make sure that we're in the right range of motion. And often what feels right, not necessarily comfortable, because no doubt your ass is still in pain. What feels right is often crooked. Crooked sideways as shit. Pay attention to symmetry and balance more than just struggling through the range. Okay? Having that self-control really, really matters. Ultimately in all aspects of our lives. So, make the conscious decision, embrace it, work towards that goal, even if you believe it's futile and it's never gonna happen. Just keep working towards it anyway. You'll figure it out, or we figure it out together. That's real community, that's real family, that's real partnership. We do it together. People shouldn't give up. Don't give up, folks. Don't give up. And don't make excuses to give up.
So you're leaving at 1:45?
Huh?
So you're leaving at 1:45?
From the lodge, yeah. So I'll leave here by like 1:30. 12 now. I gotta go shopping for the thing Saturday. So we're all going to Restaurant Depot at 1:45. We're gonna pay for everything, for the ribs and everything. And then I'll sit on, season it and bag it and everything here and let it marinate. And then on Saturday we'll be able to set up the barbecue. And then I have to be at 5 and then after that you. So at 8 you put yourself in so then you're all the time. But you have schedule so normally I be at the lodge doing stuff on Wednesday, but we're dark right now until next month. So like the last week of this month is a practice, but before that everything's just dark. So I think I like to use before I have to be active at the lodge again. But because I cleared my schedule for Wednesdays, I can be at the practices and at the meeting. I don't know if they schedule an off degree day, and I know I can't go to the Dosing, so which is the district school of construction. So outside of that, but like for the way Phil scheduled his practices and shit, it's just Wednesdays. So as long as I keep Wednesday night clear after Suki, because you know last night for Wednesday. And then after that, I'll be at the box. That's what I'm saying, right? So, today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Good one.
As long as I'm not doing it, it's really fine. I'm not
Or do your schedule. You know what to do. Like I don't have to necessarily train you. You know the schedule, right? So like Wednesday, put the Deadelift day. You know what to do. I know it helps, obviously. So record it. If I'm not here, record it. And then maybe I can see something that's going on. Well, I gotta go get it. You're going what? Okay. I gotta go now.